Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Andi Nur Aulia, and the reason I made this video is I want to tell you about my opinion in understanding phonology. The first is non-contrastive sound. Non-contrastive sounds refers to the patterns of phoneme organization in the pronunciation of a word that not lead to different meaning at all. The example is different pronouns sound T in the word stop and time. So the second is allophone is what non-contrastive sounds, namely there is two types of allophone. The first is allophone, situational allophones. So the second is preferential allophones. Situational allophones is produced because of the phonemes position and different phonetics environment. The example is sound P might have three variants of speech sounds. The first is when phoneme P in initial position and the environment is before a vowel, then strongly apparent allophone is produced. The example is pill. So the second is when phoneme P in medial position and the environment is between a vowel and consonant, that then weakly apparent allophone is produced. The example is spill. So the last is when phoneme P is in final position and the environment is after a vowel, then unreleased allophone is produced. The example is stop. So the second, preferential allophone. Preferential allophone are made because of the speaker's unconscious freedom to choose allophone. The example is an American and British English speaker are different pronouns at the word tomato. For American, that pronouns is tomato, but in British, that pronouns is tomato. So the third is what is phonological rules. Phonological rules is how the speakers of certain language realize the abstract representation from their mind into tangible language that produce in the form of meaningful words, phrases, and sentence. Next question is types of phonological rules. There are 7 types of phonological rules. The first is assimilation. Assimilation is explain how a certain sound become more like another sound in its immediate phonetic environment. So the second is dissimilation. Dissimilation is a phenomenon which one sound in a word is changed or omitted and makes pronunciation of the word is dissimilar. So the third is insertion. Insertion, that an extra sound not present in slow speech, but it is added in between two sounds in rapid speech. So the fourth is deletion. Deletion is which one or more sounds are omitted from the pronunciation of a word. So the fifth is metathesis. Metathesis is when two consonants are in a syllable placed in a different order, or the position of one consonant is replaced by vowel sound. So the sixth is fortition. Fortition is the phenomenon of changing from a weak consonant sound to a strong consonant sound. So the last is lenition. Lenition is weakening phenomenon in articulating a consonant in the pronunciation of a word. There are four types of lenition. That is spiranization. So the second is approximatization. So the third is devocalization, and the last is voicing. So next question is, yes, knowing phonological rules is very useful, especially for two things. The first is the phonological rules can be used for pronunciation patterns for learners of English, because the phonological rules is show the natural characteristics from native English speakers. So the second is that phonological rules as instrument to analyze and explain how the sound of certain language are produced. But then the result of analysis that using this can be used data to distinguish of the pronunciation system from one language to another. Okay, maybe this from me. Thanks. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.